Have you ever heard someone say getting an IT job overseas is almost impossible? Or maybe you have been told you need perfect English, you need local experience, your market is too competitive. Well, my experience was very different. After working on global technologies projects and applying for job overseas, I received multiple job offers and learned something important. Foreign companies are not just looking for technical skills, they are looking for people they can trust, communicate, and rely on. So, in this video, I'll share my experience, what I learned from overseas interviews, and practical tips that can help you prepare for international opportunities. Hi everyone, my name is Ankit. I currently work in the IT industry and have experience working on global projects across cloud technologies, infrastructures, automations, and cloud computing and enterprise systems. Like many professionals, I started my career focusing heavily on technical skills. I spent years learning Linux, cloud platforms, scriptings, automations, troubleshooting, and infrastructure management. As my experience grew, I had opportunity to work with international teams across different countries and time zones. Eventually, I started exploring opportunities overseas. One thing surprised me very quickly. The interview process was different from what I expected. Many people focus entirely on technical preparations, but international employees often spend significant time understanding how you work, communicate, and solve problems. That changed my perspective completely. Foreign hiring versus Indian hiring. Let me share one of the biggest difference I noticed. In many Indian hiring process, interviews can be heavily focused on technical questions, certifications, tools, code write, and theoretical knowledge. Overseas interviews often focus more on real world experience. For example, tell me about a production issue you solved with Kubernetes or any. Actually, the goal is different. They want to understand how you think, how you communicate, how you troubleshoot, how you handle responsibilities, and how you work with teams. Technical skills matters, but communication and ownership matters just as much. Here is a typical hiring journey many candidates can expect. Step 1, resume screening. Your resume must match the job description. Use relevant keywords from the role. For example, if the job mentions Python, AWS, Terraform, Kubernetes, CI/CD, cloud computing, GCP, so make sure your real experience with those technologies is clearly visible. And step 2, recruiter screening call. This is often a 15 or 13-minute conversation. Common questions like tell me about yourself, what are you interested in this role, what are your salary expectations, what is your visa status, or what do you have. Keep your answer simply clear and confident. So third is technical interview. So this is where they assess your experience and focus on projects, challenge, situations, outcomes. So instead of memorizing answer, learn how to explain your work. Step 4, behavioral interviews. These interviews often include questions like tell me about a difficult situation, describe a conflict within a team, explain a mistake you made and what you learned. So use real examples whenever possible. So do and don't. So read the job descriptions carefully, research the companies, prepare examples for your projects, communicate clearly, be honest about your strengths and weakness, demonstrate ownership, and don't memorize scripted answer, pretend to know technologies you have not used, interrupt interviews, give one word answer, focus only on certifications. Real experience always creates stronger conversation. So response time and what I learned. Another difference I noticed during my overseas job search was the response time. Many candidates becomes worried when they don't hear back immediately after an interview. I used to think the same way when I was working in India. So if I don't receive call or feedback within 3 to 4 days, I usually assumed I was not selected and moved on. My experience with foreign companies was very different. I remember one interview where I felt the discussion went well, but after the interview, I didn't hear anything from almost 2 weeks. Honestly, I thought I had been rejected. I stopped expecting any response and continued applying for the opportunities. And then suddenly, after nearly 2 weeks, I received a call for the next round along with positive feedback from the hiring team. That experience taught me an important lesson. In many foreign countries, hiring process can move much slower than candidate expect. So there can be multiple stakeholder involved, leadership approvals to complete internal discussions, scheduling challenge, and background process happening behind the scene. A delay does not automatically mean rejection. If you are applying for overseas opportunity, don't panic if you don't hear back immediately. Instead, continue applying for other roles, keep preparing for interviews, improve your skills, follow up professionally if appreciated, stay patient and confident. Remember, silence for a few days or even a couple of weeks doesn't always mean bad news. Sometimes the process is simply moving slower than expected. Let's talk about the future. Technology is evolving rapidly. Artificial intelligence is challenging how we work. Automation continues to expand. Cloud adoption is growing. The professionals who stay relevant are the ones who continue learning. Some valuable area to explore include artificial intelligence, cloud computing, DevOps, automation, scripting, infrastructure as a code, cybersecurity fundamentals, communication skills. The goal is not just getting a job. The goal is to building skills that remain valuable for years. If there is one message I want you to remember, many talented professionals assume international opportunities are out of reach. In reality, companies are looking for people who can learn, communicate, solve problems, and take ownership. And focus on building practical skills, focus on continuous learning, focus on explaining your experience clearly. The opportunities will follow. On the channel, I'll be sharing practical content around artificial intelligence with cloud, DevOps, automation, scripting, cloud technologies, development, career growth, interview preparations. My goal is to help you build future ready skills and grow confidently in your career. So if you have any questions about overseas jobs, interviews, technical career, AI, DevOps or automations, leave them in the comment below. I would love to hear about your experience and the topics so you would like me to cover next. Thanks for the watching video and I'll see you in the next video.